What's going on, everybody? So, my vehicle's in the shop, and I figured I'd make this upload while it's being done. I got a little downtime. But what I'm going to be talking about today is something that basically proves me right. Something that shows I was not wrong about the Somalis in Minnesota. You remember when I said that we have a Somali problem here? Well, guess what? I want to say thank you to the Somali community of Minnesota for proving me right. Because basically what we have going on here is there was just recently a child care fraud ring basically discovered and found out about that the Somalis are involved in, where people will basically bring their child to the child care center to get documentation that they brought it there, and then they won't take the kid in there, they'll take the kid with them. And when they bring the kid back home with them, the Somali child care center will say that they gave services to the child. And the person will too. And the person, some of them will get a cut of the money for doing it. And these child care centers basically get a shit ton of money from the government for doing it. Now, when they get the shit ton of money from the government for doing it, here's what they've been doing. They've been taking this money and sending it across the seas. And they've been sending it to places like Somalia, Iraq. I'm guessing Iraq is one of them. Saudi Arabia was one of them. Syria was one of them. Okay, all of these terror-heavy places pretty much have been getting this money from them. Now, it's also, I would not be completely surprised if, like, it turned out in evidence, like during evidence when they trace all of the money trail and everything, that there's direct donations to ISIS. That would not surprise me at this point. But here's where I see the biggest problem, besides the fact that they're helping to fund terror, and besides the fact that they're stealing from the U.S. We have enough problems with our borders already over here. We've got 13 million illegal immigrants. They came over here, they're taking our jobs, they're taking our resources, they're using up our health care, and everything else you could think of. And when they get this money that they get, they send it back across the border to Mexico. And they send it to family members in Mexico. And they use that money to try to live like kings in Mexico, or to bring more people into the country. Okay, that's bad. But what these Somalians are doing is even worse. At least the Mexicans aren't using the money to fund terror. So, you know, what I think maybe needs to happen is maybe the United States needs to completely close off its borders. Maybe we need to say no people can come into this country, period. At least until we can figure out some kind of measures to prevent people from committing fraud like this. At least until we can figure out better measures to make sure we know who's coming into our country. But we definitely need to do something to protect this fraud. And I don't mind if people come in the country legally. I mind when they come in illegally. I mind when they come over here and use our money to benefit their country instead of benefiting ours. And, you know, that's why I said it. Maybe we need to just deport everyone that's not born here and that is not currently a legal citizen. Deport anyone that's not a citizen. And just close our borders off. Go and just say nobody's getting in. At least that way we'll have the ability to keep safe until we figure everything out. Peace.